Hi everyone, this is a quick tutorial on how to find your total debt using Equifax. I'm going to start by going to Equifax.com and then you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find dispute info on my credit report. The process to disputing the information through all three credit bureaus is pretty much similar. I just like to use Equifax because it's easier to navigate through. And then a new screen is going to pop up and then it's going to show you instructions on how to dispute your information through your credit report, but you don't need that because you got me. So then we're going to go through, you can just click that out. You're going to go all the way to the bottom till it says submit my dispute. Now, we're not really using it to submit a dispute. We're actually just using it so we can kind of get an idea what our total debt is. But if you should find any discrepancies on the credit report, then of course I would recommend that you dispute it. So then it's going to take you to a page where it's going to ask you to enter all your personal information, like your first name, last name, social, date of birth, and all that stuff. And then it's probably going to ask you for personal information to make sure that it is you that's applying. Obviously, I'm not going to enter all that stuff because it's on the internet. So then it's going to take you to the main screen where it has accounts, personal information, negative information, all that stuff. The main thing you want to go to is your accounts. And then obviously I don't have any mortgage accounts, but I do have
So we're going to
installment
click
and
on
revolving
installment
debt.
accounts, and then pretty much your installment accounts are all your student loan debt, your auto loan debt, any personal loan debt, and maybe furniture that you may have financed back in the day. And it's going to have a tab where it shows all your open accounts and all your closed accounts. And then this is actually where we're actually going to start writing down all the debts. Now, don't focus on what your minimum payments are or your interest rate or which one's the biggest or which one's the smallest. This is just to kind of get an idea of what debt you actually owe. We're going to move on to your revolving debt. Your revolving debt is pretty much any credit card that you may have with Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Amex, or any store cards like, with Nordstrom or TJ Maxx or Target. And we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the installment accounts. We're going to go through the whole list one by one and writing down the actual balances. Don't focus so much on which one's the biggest, which one's the smallest, or what the interest rate is or the minimum payments. This is just to write down the list of all your debts. You're starting your debt-free journey and you kind of want to have an idea of what all your debt is. And then we're going to move on after that to the next screen. Now, we've already covered your mortgage, your installment, and your revolving debts. Now we're going to go to the other tab, which I personally don't know what it is. So, I'm just going to move on to the negative information. Now, your negative information is any late payments that you may have. It also includes any collections that you may have or public records. So, obviously, I've been late on a couple of credit cards back in the day, so that's going to show up on that list. And then we're going to move on to your collections. I personally have a collections account with FIU, so that's going to show up there. It's going to show you what the original balance was and then what you actually owe. And then public records are any judgment or liens that you may have, which I personally don't have. And then the final tab is going to be your inquiries, and it's just going to show you any credit card inquiries that you may have. It's going to show you the ones that are impacting your account, which are hard hits, and then it's also going to be the ones that are not impacting your accounts, which are soft pulls. And then once you have all that, this is when you're actually going to list them from smallest to largest and add everything up. This should give you a pretty good idea of what your total debt is to kickstart your debt-free journey. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this tutorial, and see you next time.